Headquarters of Ramsey Solutions. This is the Ramsey Show. It's where we help you win, folks, in your life. We do that by helping you win with your money, in your work, and in your relationships. 888-825-5225 is the number to jump in. We'd love to help you today. 888-825-5225. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my dear friend, the incomparable, the graceful Rachel Cruze, ladies and gentlemen.
I love all the adjectives. Every time you host, Ken, I appreciate it.
I like a good adjective. Mm-hmm. I also like helping people out. You ready to go?
Let's do this.
All right, we're going to take your money questions. Rachel's going to be your money expert today. We'll take any work-related big or shovel questions. I'll help out on that. And she always weighs in on anything I say, so it's going to be fun. I promise. Let's go to Kisa. That's a very interesting name. Love the names. Kisa from Little Rock, Arkansas. How can we help?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. So my question is, I work as a traveling nurse right now. In traveling, I make probably around $120,000 a year if you average it up, working full time. Not taking too much time off between contracts. I would like to, I'm single right now. I'd really like to settle down and have a family, have children. That's really where my heart is. I don't have anyone in my life right now that I would get married to, have children with. That's what I want to do. I'm also paying off debt right now. I owe I think a total of less than, $38,000 between student loans and a truck payment as well. And I'm set to pay all that off by August because I'm putting $5,500
Good for you.
a month into that.
That's
yeah. I'm pretty, I don't spend too much, I'm pretty reasonable with my finances. But my thought is okay, should I, because I do want to settle down. I do want to have a family. Should I leave travel nursing after and get a core staff position after I pay off this debt and then start working on, the 15% into investing and saving for a house and stuff like that? Or should I keep traveling?
How intense is the traveling? How much does it affect you?
I like traveling. I enjoy traveling. I make friends really easily. I guess I don't know, I'm getting to that point in my life, where it's, I don't know.
You just want some more stability.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
Well, the reason I asked that, Kisa, is because I'm curious how much you would make less, because you're making $120 as a travel nurse. How much less would you make if you played out the scenario you asked us about and now you take a staff position? What would that pay look like?
It depends. It depends on where you live. I'm from Arkansas. And so I would think probably if I was to be core staff in a hospital in Arkansas, I'd probably make, I'm guessing $60,000.
Okay. So I'm curious to know what Rachel thinks, but I'll jump in really fast and say, just from a professional and financial standpoint, if the travel nurse is not affecting your ability to date, I hear you want to settle down. It makes total sense. But I also didn't hear a person who's feels like their soul is sucked out of their body because of the traveling. You're I like the travel. I just want to settle down. I want to have my house. I want to have my backyard. I get all that. But until we got that, that relationship thing going, me personally, I'd keep doing the travel nurse. And hey, if I'm traveling, that means I get to meet a whole lot of people and hopefully that life partner. And I would be focusing on my relationships and putting myself out there. This is not a dating advice show, but I would keep stacking the cash, Rachel. And then when we find that significant other, then we settle down, because I just think that not only can you knock this debt out really fast, I'd love to see that fully funded emergency fund, Rachel, and then she gets going. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. How old are you? Can I ask?
I'm 29.
You're 29. Okay. I think if you're still enjoying the travel nursing, I would keep doing what you're enjoying, because you're after the debt's paid off, like Ken said, and yes, if you have that emergency fund, I feel like that frees up even more options for you. So I'd probably let those be my two goals that are driving me to stay in the high-paying job, to get through that, and then you're going to look up, and be in your early 30s, and you may say, gosh, I'm tired of this, right? I mean, like I'm in my mid 30s and we have friends that, he changed jobs because he was traveling a ton. And he was like, I kind of just want to, I'm just tired of it, right? So I do think there gets to a point in your life that you may not enjoy it as much anymore. And then you're going to have the freedom financially to be able to say, yeah, I'll live on 60 grand and settle down, regardless of having somebody in your life or not. I would kind of drive my financial goals to keep me motivated to stay in that high paying job. And then once that's reached, then you're able to say, gosh, I'm good cutting my income in half because I can. And I want to just settle down more and be in one place. So that's probably what I would do. Does that sound around kind of what you're thinking, or do you want to just like quit tomorrow?
No, I wouldn't. I want to like pay off my debts first for sure. So I'm not going to quit right now. But I think it sounds really reasonable. I guess obviously, like I believe in God. Like I believe that like it's kind of divinely appointed, partnership and stuff like that. But as a traveler, like. You don't necessarily like build like
long term, options,
long term.
Lisa, I hear in your voice that you want to pay this debt off and then you want to slow down. That's what I hear. You want to pull back from the traveling. You want to establish some roots. That's what I hear. Is that how you felt before you called us?
Yes, roots. I want my roots. Yes, I don't have any roots.
I don't have a problem with that. We're not trying to talk you out of it.
Yeah,
I guess.
No, I think it's great. I think I would push to get through baby step 3, which you just say 3. I would say 3 months of expenses, and then settle down. But stick with this maybe for another year, or like map out. Okay, when can I get this paid off and all of it? But have an end date, so at least you're looking towards something because of what you're really wanting. Yeah. Yes, and I'm not one to give dating advice. I haven't dated in 16, 17 years, but
I haven't been on a date since 27 years ago.
Henry Cloud, though, I will never forget. We were at a SMART conference, and Dr. Henry Cloud was saying, like, even though yes, we believe in a God that orchestrates and knows our story and all of that, it is still our free will to get out there.
You got to go fishing.
Yeah, you got to put yourself out there. And so I remember Henry saying that. He was like, he talks to people and they're like, well, I just go to my small group.
Do women ask men out these days? Kisa, I've literally been married 25 years. I don't have a clue.
I don't think so.
Well, I'm just asking. Kisa, what's the play? Do you ask dudes out, or do you just got to be? How are you going to get a man? What's the strategy?
She's going to be her, and she's going to be awesome.
Hold on,
and some man's going to be like,
Kisa, do you ask guys out? Do women do this?
I mean, I don't. I'm kind of more traditional.
Good for you.
No,
So am I.
I wouldn't.
That's what I like.
So, people ask me out. It goes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say this. If you're in Little Rock, Arkansas, I don't know Kisa's last name, but it's pretty unique. And she's got a great salary, great career. She's going to be debt-free soon.
She's smart.
Look up Kisa, all the single guys in Little Rock. Give her a call. This could be great. This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, I've told you before about Christian Healthcare Ministries, a health cost-sharing ministry. But listen to Jenna, a CHM member. She says, one of my biggest concerns about entrepreneurship and motherhood was figuring out how to take care of our health expenses. But we have found a solution that works for us in an incredible way. She loves that with CHM, she can help other families who need it and receive help back when her own family has an eligible medical event. CHM has been a godsend for Jenna. That's her CHM story, and it could be yours. Learn more and join at chministries.org/budget.
All right, America, you can win in your money, you can win in your work, and you can win in your relationships, and The Ramsey Show is committed to helping you do that. So excited that you're with us. We're honored. My name is Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruze is my co-host and dear friend joining me in studio today. The phone number is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. And if you've been listening or watching just for a small amount of time, it's nerve-wracking to call. We totally get it. We're going to take really good care of you. We're for you, and we'd love for you to jump in today. And let's get some hope based on some practical steps that you can take to move forward. The Ramsey Show question of the day is brought to you by Neighborly, your hub for home services. Winter is the perfect time to freshen up your home's interior with a new coat of paint. 5-Star Painting can paint your walls and doors, even those difficult cabinets and trim. Find a locally owned 5-Star Painting near you at neighborly.com/Ramsey.
And today's question comes from Hillary in Wyoming. We have had a shift in our income, and our mortgage is now about half of our take-home pay. We bring home around $5,500 a month, and our mortgage is $2,300. We currently are a month behind on the house and a truck payment, which is $683 a month. We have another car note and a tractor payment. Our $100,000 RV is in the process of being repossessed. Between the mortgage, utilities, groceries, insurance, credit cards, and student loans, we are at a deficit of $400 a month. Oh, when do you just throw in the towel and sell your home?
Wow.
Gosh, Hillary, y'all have a lot of stuff happening. I would say, just to answer your original question, the main question, when do you sell your home? Unless you see your income going up double and getting back to where it was, meaning if one of you all has lost your job, but you're in the process of finding one and you think you'll find one here in the next, 30 days, 60 days. But if something has shifted that okay, getting our income back to where it was is probably not realistic, then I would sell. And, and again, you don't want to be in a rush with something, but then also you guys need to have a level of urgency about you with these other things. The truck, the other car, even the RV.
And the tractor.
The tractor, if you can stop this repossession, if you can somehow sell it. It's in the process of it, so maybe it's too late at this point. But anything you can do to not have things on your record, right? Like having on your credit reports, because it's going to ding you in life. And we're not about going and taking out debt. But in general, if someone pulls that for a job or anything, they're going to be able to see these elements of your life. And so if you're able to avoid all of this, and especially a foreclosure, and that's what I don't want for you. And so I would make the decision to move, again, if you don't see your income doubling anytime soon, and get rid of some of this stuff, Hillary. I'm like, you guys, you can't afford your truck. You can't afford the tractor. You can't afford the stuff. And so selling it's going to get you to a more peaceful place when you don't have all these payments.
Yes, tough stuff. Before I'd sell the house, I'm with Rachel. I would try to. We have a deficit of $400 a month right now, and so, if we can flip that, flip that.
Yep.
My goal would be, okay, now we have a margin of $400. And then what do we have to do to make it $800? We have to make $1,200, all while trying to get that income back up. But one of the things that we need to mention here is we're in a country right now that has an unbelievable employment market. We have 3.7% unemployment. Here's what that means. There are part-time jobs, gig economy type jobs that are available. Mm-hmm. And even if you had a major loss of a job, which sucks, and that takes time to fix sometimes, but going out and making $20, $25 an hour brings a lot of relief.
Yep.
Short term.
That's right. That's right.
Just something to think about.
Getting one or two
work.
of those. Yes, that's right. That's right. It may not be the job, but it's a job. Yeah. You're making an income.
The phone number is 888-825-5225. Let's go to Seattle, Washington. Olivia is there. How can we help?
Hi. I'm just kind of stuck in a pickle. I'm on step 2, and our monthly income is $4,300 a month, and I'm not sure whether or not I should be selling our truck so we can get rid of the $800 a month payment, or I should cut up my credit cards because my husband is now starting training and we don't have the money in our savings to pay for this training. But after the training, he would be getting a significant pay increase.
Okay, walk us through some of these numbers. Give Rachel the numbers. So let's talk about income first. What he's at now and what he's projected to be at.
Okay, so starting pay right now, or his ending pay in this position is $30 an hour, and that's the max he can go. the starting pay on this new position is 32 to 34.
And what's the training going to cost?
And the training, so far, it's already costed us $1,500, and I had us on the Every Dollar budget app. So every dollar was accounted for. And so I had I was thankful that I didn't cut up my credit card, but this morning I was so distraught that I should have cut up my credit card and just tried to figure it out or something.
Yeah. You working?
And he works, I am not working, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but he works mostly overtime. I don't know if you've heard of like the North Slope on Alaska. So that 32 an hour is like a significant increase compared to 30.
Yeah.
Okay. And how old are your kids?
I have one child and she's 2.
She's 2. Okay. And how much debt do you guys have left?
We have total or just the car?
Total.
69.
Okay. And what is that in?
69,000.
And what's that in?
17,000 on a credit card, 3,000 on another credit card, 5,000 student loan, and then 41,000 on the car.
How much? 41?
Yeah, which is just outrageous.
Oh my gosh.
What's that car worth?
34. That's where I'm really struggling. It's just dropping like drastically.
Yeah, there's so many people underwater on cars right now.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, Olivia, yeah, that car is. I mean, you guys probably make
$800 a month.
Well, and you make around probably $55,000 a year before taxes, and I mean that's 89.
Yeah.
Before taxes.
89. Yeah.
Do you have time? And I very much honor stay-at-home moms. Do you have any kind of time during the week where you could pick up some part-time work, even if you're doing it from home?
I've been looking. I'm just having a hard time coming up with anything. I don't have anyone to watch her, and I don't want to put her in a daycare. And I've been trying to find something, but I haven't been able to find anything.
Okay. Well, keep looking. Be encouraged. You know what your boundaries are there, but any of that will help. And I'm glad you're looking.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the $41,000 car. I mean,
I just don't know if I should sell it. That's why I thought.
It's just right on that line. And there's a part of me, Olivia, that what sucks is you will have to take out probably a $7,000 loan to make up the difference. But that feels so much better seeing $7,000 versus $41,000, and it's a car.
Yeah.
And you guys, I mean, you've been in this habit, and you said it earlier, so I'm going to just repeat back what you said. Well, we just kept the credit card around. Something came up, and it's going to be good for us. So we're, the training and all of it. And I understand how you can like rationally get there, but until you guys make a mindset shift of this is now how we handle money. We don't use debt, regardless of what it's going to bring to us in the future. Until you have a strong line like that, Olivia, you guys are going to continue to creep back in to these habits. Right. You really are. And so there's a part of me for the selling the car, it's kind of like shocking the monkey. It's like this, like, oh my gosh, it just like, it shocks the system of what you guys have been living in. And it forces you to say, okay, we are literally acting different right now. We are selling a car that we should never have bought in the first place. We're cutting up the credit cards, and we're just saying no. And you have to have that hard line, because this whole like wishy-washy way with debt, it's going to find its way back in. And you guys will look up, and the habits haven't really changed. And so having that hard line, I think, is what I really want for you guys. So yeah, I would sell the car, Olivia. I would start working to pay off that credit card. Next, the student loan, then the $7,000 loan that you'll take out for the remaining of the car. Yep. And then you guys go and attack this big credit card debt of $17,000 and get rid of them. I mean, again, when we have the ability to go back in, it's the easiest way in the moment. It's okay, we'll just swipe it. We'll just go back in. That's what people find. And when you don't have that option anymore, it forces you to look at other options, which there are other options out there. It may take more patience, but there's other options.
Thanks for the call, Olivia. You got this. Focus. This is The Ramsey Show.
If you're like most people, your home is your most valuable asset. And when you want to make improvements, it can feel like everything costs too much or takes too long. But something as simple as custom window coverings from Blinds.com can completely change your space and add value to your home. We've recommended Blinds.com for over a decade, so you know you can trust them. From blinds, drapes, and shutters to motorized shades, they make it easy and affordable to upgrade your entire home, and their team is ready to help with everything from design consultation to measuring and installation. Plus, there are never any misleading quotes or hidden fees. Everything's backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee, and shipping is always free. See why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. Visit Blinds.com to get up to 45% off. That's Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruze joins me. The phone number is 888-825-5225, 888-825-5225. Taking your questions. Let's go to Zella, who is on the line in Indianapolis, Indiana. Zella, how can we help?
Hi there, Ken. So my question is, my husband and I do not live in the same country. He's in Canada. I'm here in the U.S. And we're on board with combining finances with married couples and taking down debts first and not using credit card and all that. But we each have our own debts that we bring when we got married. We're on baby step 2, which is paying off the debt in the snowball method.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, do we tackle our debts in combination? Like, do we list it from small to big, like his debt and my debt in Canadian dollars and US dollars combined? Like, do I send him money transfer, and does he send me money transfer to pay that, or do we tackle our debts separately?
Okay.
And we're not combining our checking account yet because we haven't found a bank that would accept both currencies yet.
All right, couple questions before we dive into that part. How long you been married?
6 months now.
And the plan was to live separately the entire time?
No, we are currently working on getting him here to the U.S. We actually have our application now, and it's in process in the immigration USCIS. It just takes a while, about a year or two.
Even though you're married, even though he married an American woman, it's still taking about a year.
I'm not an American citizen yet. I'm just a green card holder over here.
Okay, all right.
So
That's why I was.
while.
Okay, gotcha. Wow, Rachel. I don't like that they have not combined accounts, although you're saying this is a legal thing?
There's a logistical thing, I think, when you're working
that's what
for
I'm asking.
two separate countries. I mean, you guys may not find a great solution to actually share a physical checking account together until he comes here.
What does he make and what do you make financially?
For him, I converted it to U.S. dollars. For his salary is $60K US dollars. Mine is $80K. And he has about also $64K of total loans, debts, and I have about $19K of debts.
Okay.
How long, I'm just curious, how long did y'all date for?
We only officially dated for 2 months before we got married, but we've known each other since we were kindergarten.
Oh, okay. So you guys have had history. So you knew going into this that you would be in this situation from a long distance standpoint.
You've known each other since kindergarten.
Yes.
So are you Canadian?
No, we're both Filipinos. We just migrated to different countries at some point in our life, and
y'all
met
kept
here in the U.S. And
Okay.
What country were you in when you met as kindergartners?
The Philippines. We both grew up there, and then our
see.
families migrated to different countries.
So he goes to Canada and you go to America.
The U.S., yes.
Yeah. Okay. Are you sending, the way you asked this question, I'm just curious, are you sending money to him?
Right now we are currently in doubt on whether to pay his loan first or to pay mine first. So I was sending him money
to
pay off the smallest. Well, I just sent him $100 this month. It's not constant, like just to pay off his the smallest debt that he has.
Yeah, but how much money have you sent him ballpark since you've been married?
Not much, like just $200 maybe total.
Okay, all right.
It's $200 in total, I guess.
Okay, and then this is such an ignorant question. I probably should know this, but like your marriage license, like when you guys got married, is it like
Our marriage license is here in the U.S.
is it okay. So once he comes here, okay. Trying to put all the pieces together.
So was he on was he on a visa and to be able to come over here and get married? A travel visa?
No, Canadian. He's a Canadian citizen now, so Canadian citizens can come over to the U.S. for 6 months at a time. So he just visit. We see each other 1 week a month because that's just how the border allows him to come.
Okay.
Just 1 week at a time.
Okay,
well, this is complex, Rachel. This is a little complex.
Well, I mean, there's a reality that, if you're in two separate countries with two separate currencies, you may not be able to share a physical checking account. I mean, that's obviously the goal once you guys get into a place that you're actually living in the same country. That's what we want to work towards. But since you are married, seeing this as a holistic picture, though, that, for you guys combined to look at your income as one, I would take all of your debts and I would combine them and say, okay, let's list out the smallest debt to the largest. And, when you get married, you are one in every aspect of this. And so I would be paying off the smallest debt first, regardless of if it's his debt or your debt. And my hesitation when I'm saying all this is, for all of you listening, though, you don't do this unless you are legally married. You do not do this if you are engaged, if you are dating. But for a married couple, this is what you do. And so combining, I mean, in a perfect world, you guys would be able to, see each other's accounts and you're very much on the same page with your budget and what he's going to be spending, what you're going to be spending. It's just a really kind of weird situation.
When you said
living in two separate countries for what could be 2 years and you're married, I'm like, man, that's terrible.
Zella, I'm sorry to keep asking. You said that you guys are on board. You said that we're committed to this.
Yes. 100%, both of us.
So you're seeing progress. You're seeing his budget based on his $60,000, and so you're sending him the money for what? What was the reason for sending him money again? Just to help pay down the smallest debt?
So just to help pay down his smallest debt, and when it's time for my small debt, he also sends me money.
So you got evidence.
So I don't know if that's the wisest.
Great. So you guys are on the same page, and we are attacking this thing as though we have the same account and we're in the same country. It's just separate. So that if you're doing that, then that's fine. But he's got to be fully on board, 100% on board.
Yes, he is, 100%.
Yeah. Wow. Very interesting.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, keep going.
Okay.
Listen,
I know. Good luck.
Max communication. This
that's
is like
hard.
Yeah. Wow.
That's hard. I mean, dating long distance is one thing. Being married long distance.
Well, you think about how many couples struggle with finances when they live in the same house.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I think, just a lot of communication between you guys. And the reason we would say you don't combine accounts, because there are reasons, there's asterisks to this, right? If you are in a dangerous situation, if there's abuse, if there's an addiction that's not being addressed, if there's reasons to protect yourself, then that's what you need to do, right? I mean, and we've even said on the show, there's some spouses that will not be on board at all on any level of the same page with money, and they go out and rack up all this debt on their own, and there gets to a point that you even have to, there's a level to protect yourself. So always remember that. And so that's why I even said, if you're not married, you don't send people money, because this is just they've been married, they dated for 2 months, live separate countries, and you just want to make sure that it is, everything is okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to play armchair quarterback, but Zella, if I could have talked to you 6 months ago, I think I would have said, look, you're in America on a green card. He's a Canadian citizen. Let's think about where we're living a little bit further. Let's play this out here and let's do what's best for our marriage.
Yeah, it just causes some stress.
There's just a lot of separation here. And again, this is fascinating to me. This is otherwise a very nice couple. These are good people. And a year and a half for him to be able to get what paperwork he needs in light of the fact that we have people crossing our borders just freely. I just don't understand how the government can't figure out how to help people who are trying to
I know.
do it the right way. Like, what paperwork does this dude have to fill out to be with his wife?
It's like government.
It
Ken.
irritates me. I'm not an anti-government rant right now. I just kind of go, I hate that, you know?
Yeah, totally. They're
They've done
they're trying to do the
everything
right thing. That's
way.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Can we fast forward this, please?
I hear ya. I know.
You're not a bureaucrat in D.C. or in
Somebody
Canada.
listening.
Come
Help
on.
Zella's
Gosh.
husband out.
But listen, Zella, in all seriousness, make sure you guys are really dialed in, to an online group, get in a class. You guys need that extra accountability just given the complexities of your relationship. Don't move. More of The Ramsey Show coming right up.
Hey guys, you know this, but I'll say it anyway. College is freaking expensive, and student loans are out of control. The average private student loan debt in 2023 was $55,000. So if you're in over your head with private student loan debt, don't beat yourself up. Look, we've all made mistakes with money in the past. What matters is doing something about it now. So if you're in distress with private student loans, that's private, not federal student loans, call Y-Refi. Y-Refi refinances defaulted private student loans that other places won't touch and gives you a custom loan built for you based on your ability to pay. To learn more about this custom refinancing option, call 844-2-RAMSEY or go to yrefi.com/Ramsey.
Welcome back to The Ramsey Show, America. Thrilled to have you with us. We're here to help you win in your life, specifically with your money, in your work, and in your relationships. All three of those areas are really connected, and if you're losing in one of them, you might be losing in all three. We want to help you win. I'm Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruze joins me this hour. The phone number to jump in is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. All right, so those of you interested in real estate, thinking about what your real estate strategy is going to be, Dave Ramsey's got a brand new quick read out called Real Estate the Ramsey Way. This is fresh off the press. Like, I haven't even seen this. And look at Dave, $1 million smile.
Happy to talk about real estate.
He's so happy to talk about real estate. We call these quick reads. These are very, very accessible. And this is taking Dave's decades of experience with real estate, putting it all in one short read to help you with buying, selling, and investing. It's only 70 pages. Home ownership is still possible. You can turn that home into your biggest asset. It can be done, but you got to do it the right way. So you can get your copy now at RamseySolutions.com/store. That's RamseySolutions.com/store. All right, Kylie's up next in Dallas, Texas. Kylie, how can we help?
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure.
So I was calling in because my husband and I are at a pretty good stage in our life where we have bought our second property and we are looking to build. There were some circumstances that happened to cause us to move a little bit faster on the build than we would have liked. So our first home is completely paid off. We just have a mortgage on the second property that we bought, and the mortgage on that is about $310,000, and we're looking to build a house that's about $300,000 on that property. We have a couple different options, and one of those options was to take out a HELOC to cover about $200,000 on our first property to cover the cost of the build, because we have about $115,000 saved up to put towards it. So I was just looking for some direction. We're really not sure kind of which way to turn. And
what's the end goal? What's the end goal? What are you trying to pull off here?
So this is essentially kind of my dream property, the second house that we bought. We're needing to build because right now my father, he is 100% disabled, and it was unexpected, so we're needing to have care for him, and we don't want to put him in a home. We want to keep him with us, so that's the reason for doing the build now, because he does not fit in our current home. It is too small, and it is not. We've made adjustments as needed, but that
it's very admirable, you guys. Yeah, for sure. So the second property, is there a house on it now?
There's a mobile home on it, which presents some struggles to get a construction loan. A lot of people don't like that. And the HELOC, they're willing to just give us without any of the red tape.
Okay, and why are you keeping the first home then?
Yeah.
We're currently living there in the first home, and we intend to live there through the build. And then once that build is complete, we could either sell it or keep it as a rental. I'd prefer to keep it. It's in a great location, and it could rent and give us some really great money.
How much could you get for it if you guys sold it today?
Probably in the range of like $300,000.
Oh, just enough for what you need for the new house. Okay, Kylie, here's what I would do. I would not go take out a HELOC. I would not continue to go into debt when you have an asset like a house. Now, if you guys had everything paid off and you were going to be, you had money saved to be able to cash flow the build of the new house and you wanted to keep this as a rental, that would be okay. But you're sitting here and you're trying to kind of piecemeal all this together where you could make it pretty simple. It's not going to be the plan you want, but I would sell. I would go rent for a while we build. So maybe a 12, 18 month rental situation, making sure that it's enough room for your dad and everything, right? So you guys will have those parameters, cash flow the house as you build. And then, the $310,000 that's for the land, then you kind of take that as the mortgage and say, okay, that's then what we're going to continue to pay off. And so I would not go get out a second, I would not go get a HELOC or, go around that way. But that's personally what I would do, because I would not continue to go deeper in debt if I don't have to. And you're in a situation that, you have a great asset of a home, and I would use it to further the cash flow that you guys will be able to pay this property down quick. And then you have you're completely debt free. You have no mortgage or anything right after that property is
that's the dream.
Is paid off. And that's what we want for you. We want you to get to that point fast. And this is the fastest, best way to do that. And, in real estate's so hard, because I feel like too, the idea of having a rental, passive income, this whole dream.
It sounds so exciting.
And it's great. Like, we love investing in real estate, right? The real estate quick guy. Like, we are not anti-real estate people. We are pro-real estate people, but doing it in the right time and the right stage of your life. Right. And for you guys, and here's the other thing, because Kylie, we built a home in 2018, moved in 2019. And I'm telling you, when you have cash that you are working with, you stay in budget. Suddenly,
it's true.
The upgrade of the tile, this, and this. Do we have the money for it? it really gives you this hard and fast rule, because it can be so easy to say, okay, we'll just get a little bit more, and the bank will be willing to, we'll get maybe $40,000 more to do some, you continue to uptick. But this really, it's an accountability thing when you're working with it, and what a gift to be able to do that. That's really how I would look at this.
And Kyle, I just add very quickly, you said that this second property that you need for your father, I'm glad you can do it. And Rachel's 100% right. You need to sell the current home and do what she does. Here's why. You would still owe on that house. And now all of a sudden, this dream property, the whole thing could become a nightmare if you get somebody in renting your house. And believe me, when something goes wrong with the roof or the toilets or whatever, they're calling you. And all of a sudden, I'm a landlord.
And you have $600,000.
And you're $600,000 in debt. And so this is a no-brainer. Sell, rent. Rachel's 100% right. Focus on this dream. This dream property that also is going to be a blessing for your dad in his time of need. Don't muck this up. It just doesn't need to get that complicated, because here's the other thing, Rachel, that kills me. And people go, we can rent it. And I always love to do the exercise of, okay, what's the mortgage on the rental property that they tell me? And what are you going to clear each month? And, if it could be $300, $400, so we're going to take on all this risk and all this pain in the butt to be a landlord for what amounts to $4,800 a year?
Right.
And that's assuming you have no expenses.
Yes, that's right.
So this idea that I'm going to get rich.
But hers is paid off, her specific situation.
Oh, her house was?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, everything else I said is true.
Yes.
But I would use the money. The point is, we don't want her to go into debt on the new property.
That's right. Exactly.
And why be a landlord? Carry
point-
debt, be a landlord is the point. Don't
right.
do that.
That's right. 100%.
It's crazy. People get sucked into that, and it's just, there's so much that can go wrong.
So hard. Yep.
That's nuts. All right, let's go to Chandler in Salt Lake City. Chandler, we only got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. What's your question?
Okay, so getting right to the point, I'm a PhD student and I'm studying the skills to be a high-level quantitative researcher, which includes statistics, research methods, programming, this kind of thing, right? My particular subfield is political science and criminal justice. I also work a full-time job in an unrelated field. While it's really hard and I have to maximize my time, I'm more than capable of following through with this. My question is, would it be a better time investment to drop a full-time job and put that towards my quantitative skill set? In the short term, that would put me in a much less fulfilling and more difficult financial position, but I can see how it would pay off in the long run.
When you say more difficult, how are we talking barely scraping by or just a little uncomfortable?
Yeah, it would be like barely scraping
Do you have
by
debt?
on the student stipend.
You have no debt. Do you have cash? You got an emergency fund?
Yep, full 6 months.
What's the timeline? You're the quantitative guy. Give it to me fast. If you do this move that we're talking about, how long am I in this uncomfortable, barely making it by before it pays off and I'm making more dough?
The payoff would be about 4 to 5 years.
I wouldn't do it.
Not for that long.
It's too risky, man. One major life thing happens and you're whacked, and it's just, what do I do? And I'm trying to recover. I'd stay in the day job, finish the PhD. That's hard too, but it has way less risk. And so let's step our way into this new future. Stay in the day job. Do not take that risk. It's not worth it. You're trying to exchange time for a ton of risk, and oof, I wouldn't do that. Good hour, Rachel Cruze. Thanks to Austin, our fearless leader, and the guys in the booth. This is The Ramsey Show. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, this is The Ramsey Show. It's where we help you win. Win in your money, win in your work, win in your relationships. The phone number is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. I'm Ramsey personality Ken Coleman, joined by Ramsey personality Rachel Cruze, and we are here together for you this hour. We'd love to help you out. Let's get it started. Oh, one of my favorite cities of the South. We're heading to Savannah. Otherwise known as Savannah, but I like to say it that way.
You always love a good city
When you go,
accent.
I just
Ken.
love Savannah's a great city. Ebony is there. Ebony, how can we help?
Yes, thank you for taking my call. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
Awesome. My question is, I am finally starting to make money, and I am trying to figure out how can I finally become financial free. I don't have anything to my name whatsoever.
What kind of money are you making now that you're finally making money? What's that number?
It'll be $32,000 a year.
What are you doing?
Marketing company, storage clerk for U-Haul.
Okay, good.
for you.
And do you see a path forward with them? I don't want to get locked in on that, but do you see opportunity for promotion there?
I do see growth with the company. It's actually a good company.
Great.
Really.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, that's great. How old are you?
36.
Okay.
All right.
Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
excited.
so we, at Ramsey, we always talk people through having a really intentional guided plan, because that's probably one of the best things that you can do with your money is what you're calling in for, but it is to have direction, right? And so part of that is saving, part of that is getting out of debts, investing, home ownership, all of that is at play. So right now, do you have debt right now?
I do.
Okay.
I purchased a vehicle. I had to give it back. Something happened to the car. And then I have school debt. as well because I dropped out of school.
Okay, how much?
Take care of my kids.
How much do you owe on the car?
18,000.
18,000. Okay. Did you say you gave it back though? You don't have it?
I don't have the car no more.
What happened?
A company did an oil change and it messed up my engine, and unfortunately, I could not afford to get the repairs. They were pretty high, so I asked them to pick the vehicle up, and they came to pick it up.
And they're just
Who's they?
The car. I don't want to say the company that did it, but it was a company.
Okay,
Yeah,
like a mechanic.
Yeah, someone that's supposed to be legit. It was a new store, and I went there, and they messed it up.
So I'm trying to just figure out really quickly, do you not have any, I mean, what are we doing here? Like, you should be compensated for that. They ruined your car.
I didn't know until later on down the road that I could have done something. It was too late.
Okay.
I found out the last minute.
All right.
So.
Okay, but I don't want you to have given that car. Like, I want that car back in you because you own that car, and that is an asset. How much will it take to fix it?
I cannot get that car no more. It was car lot has it, and that car lot is no longer available in my city.
Okay.
All right, so it's gone.
It's gone.
Man.
It was last year. I get it back.
Do you have Do you have a car right now?
I do not. I'm actually in the process of looking for one, but I want to do it cash.
Yeah.
And then
How are you getting to work?
the bus.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Okay.
That's good news.
I know. And I don't want to keep harping on this car, but it is $18,000 of debt with an asset that at least if you get and you can't fix it, you could at least sell it for less and try to get something out of it.
I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah. So we won't stay on that because I want to continue to help you. But I would go back and kind of retrace those steps, Ebony, because again, that was in your name. Unless it was repossessed and you couldn't pay the payment or something like that happened. But overall, if you can find out a way to get that car back, I want that for you, just so you can even just sell it for cheap and make some money on it. Okay, and then you have your student loans, and how much are those?
13,000 now.
Okay, perfect. And any money saved?
No money saved.
No money saved. Okay, great. Okay, so what I would do is I would figure out, okay, how can I get $1,000 quickly? That's going to be your first starting point, is to be able to get that emergency fund. And I would probably honestly do that before you save for a car. I want some cash in the bank that's just cushioned to the side. And again, this may look like working a part-time job at night for a little bit, finding if you can sell something. I mean, like anything that you can do to get that $1,000. And I would do that as quickly as possible. So that would be the first step I would do. Then I would probably say I would start saving for a car. I would have a goal to get a great used car and to be able to pay cash for it. And it's not going to be a pretty car. It's not going to be a great car.
I'm going to look up some used cars in Savannah.
But it's yes, there you go, Ken.
It's my favorite
But it's
thing.
going to be the best thing, yes, is to get that point of transportation for yourself. And then the next goal would be to start working to pay this debt down and pay off the smallest amount, which will be those student loans first. And maybe in the meantime with that, because this will take you some time, right? This will take some patience, and it's not going to happen overnight. In the meantime, again, I would circle back with the whole car thing, because if there's any way you can get this $18,000 down, it's only gonna be for your benefits. So I would look into that. And then beyond that, Ebony, you want to start saving up for a fully funded emergency fund after you're out of debt. And then you can start looking at saving for a down payment and investing. But all that may be a few years down the line, which is totally okay, because you're starting somewhere. So that's the overall plan. It's called the baby steps. And I'm going to have Christian pick up and give you Financial Peace University, which is our money course. It's 7 lessons. So you can watch all the videos, really get a basic knowledge of all of this, and Every Dollar Premium, because the next thing I really want you to do today is sign up for Every Dollar Premium and start budgeting. So you're going to take this income that you're making and actually have a plan for it. And within that, you're going to be able to see, okay, here's how much I have for groceries. Here's what I have, for that. You can go down the list and really see, here are my expenses. And that's going to help you save that $1,000 as well, because you're going to be able to say, I'm going to save X amount a month towards this $1,000, and you're going to really just kind of be on that plan. And so I'm excited for you. It's going to create new habits and kind of a new way of looking at money for you. But I think that you're at that point. I could even hear it in your voice when you called in. You were like, I'm ready to do something, and I think it's awesome.
Emotionally drained.
Yes, you're emotionally drained. Is that what you said?
I've been crying because it's. I feel like I've done wrong because I'm 36. I have nothing. I feel really, really. I'm not going to cry right now. I just feel really bad. Like I should be further off as far as financially, and it's really stressful being,
Yeah, Okay. Let me just be your friend though for a second, and that's a lot of shame. I should have. I wished I have. Right? We all have regrets, and no one is perfect with money, but I want you to be able to say, okay, from this point forward, I can do something. And you're only 36, right? People call us at 56 and want to do it.
You can still be a millionaire.
What you got? You got.
Well, I was going to say, if you save about $4,500 to $5,000 up, you can get a decent car. But I would also say, if the bus is safe and it's convenient, I'd keep stacking cash. And one little encouragement I want to add on to what Rachel said, Ebony, you're going to get through this debt quicker than you realize. And if you start just basic, small investing, you're going to be a millionaire by the time you're 65. I hope you hear that because it's true. We're going to guide you. You can do it.
Yeah, hold on the line. Yeah. Christian will pick up and give you that stuff. Thanks for calling.
This is the Ramsey Show.
Hey folks, you know that sinking feeling when you make an offer on a house you love and then you hear there's another offer? You need the Churchill Mortgage Home Buyer Edge. Super fast pre-approval and a secured interest rate. Plus a $5,000 seller guarantee gives your offer the best chance of being accepted. The Home Buyer Edge from Churchill gives you an advantage over those other guys. Go to churchillmortgage.com today to learn more.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. Thrilled to have you with us. I'm Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruze joins me. We're here for you. 888-825-5225 is the number. You got a money question, you got a work question, you got a relationship question. We'll take them all because they're all interconnected. 888-825-5225. Ann is now with us in Salt Lake City, Utah. Ann, how can we help?
Hi, Ken. Hi, Rachel. Wanted to get your thoughts on a potential kind of big decision that me and my husband have that might set us up. But to give you a little backstory, we're both 35. We're kind of at baby step 6. We don't have any debt. We're really just putting a little bit extra towards the mortgage at this point. We have some money set aside for the 6-month savings. So kind of just working our way through. We've been listening to you for about a year, so it's been good.
That's awesome.
I'll say a lot of, I think our success is, at least my success anyway, my mom's pretty smart financially, so I take a lot of her advice. On this potential decision, though, she's not very much on board, so I wanted to get maybe a third opinion.
Okay. Well, we'll give you our thoughts.
That's right. I promise you that.
Okay,
we don't know how much it'll help, but go for it. All right. Give us a scenario.
Of course, with parents. So right now, we bought and took advantage about 3 years ago of the really low interest rates. We bought our home that we have now. Obviously, we've made some equity on it now with prices going up. We bought in a pretty decent area. So we have probably about $350 that we could get out of equity if we were to sell. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We owe quite a bit because obviously we're only a few years into the mortgage. We did go with a 30-year, which of course I regret now, but that's in the past. So we're kind of at a standpoint to try and decide to sell, take quite a bit of amount out of the equity, buy something for less in a more rural area, which is something both me and my husband, are interested in, or stick with the mortgage at a really, really low interest rate. We got a hold of a 2% interest and, kind of just stay here and ride it out or pay it off early, right? So obviously listening to a lot of the conversations and, tips that you guys have, I lean towards, sell, take the equity, take some of our savings and buy something where we'd be mortgage free. My mom says to stick and, don't lose the 2% interest because we'll never see that again. So curious your thoughts.
But okay, I'm not going to talk about the money side. I'll let Rachel weigh in on that. But it sounds to me like you guys want to live in a rural area. That's kind of the life you want to lead.
Yeah.
Well, that's the no-brainer.
Sure. We've kind of got a hobby farm going now, and so maybe delve a little more into that.
And
can you get what you
home right now? So.
And
that's a good question.
And can you get what you want for that 350, 400?
So for 350, probably we have about 150,000 saved. That's in a high yield savings. It's kind of just
that's above your emergency fund.
That's kind of the other question is like, if we don't do something with that, maybe what should we do with those funds?
Okay, yeah, is that above your emergency fund, the 150?
That includes it.
Includes it. Okay.
I would say we could easily take probably 100.
100. Okay. So for $450,000, could you? It's amazing. Could you get what you want in a rural area and where you guys want to live? Have you looked at houses out there?
Yes. Yeah, I have, and there's quite a bit of availability that
it's a no-brainer.
And do what you want to do.
Do it, and financially speaking, 2% is worse than 0%.
I know. So poor mom, we're blowing mom's advice out of the water.
Yeah, and listen, Ann, and this is where we're the weird people in the space when it comes to this stuff. But when you own your home, it's not even a financial move at that point. It is a true emotional, spiritual. Something happens when you don't have a bank in your life. There's not a mortgage company in your life. Ford Motor Company is not you don't have other people in your life. Mm-hmm. It is just you. Because how much do you guys make a year?
So I bring in about 75 and my husband brings in 85-ish, depending on the bonus.
That's amazing.
You're living where you want. Debt free,
and making $160,000 a year.
Yeah, God bless your mom.
And if you said what we really want, we probably need to take out $50,000, $100,000 mortgage. I'd say okay.
I'd say do that too.
Yeah, I'm like
because you want to live there.
At that point, yes, you would be able to afford that too. But if you can just straight up do this in cash, I'm like, that's the dream, man. Like that's what people that's what you work towards is to have nothing, and you guys make an incredible income all day. I'm living out. Oh.
And
my Winston would be running for the hills if I said we could live in a rural area.
Would be. He'd be like, yeehaw. You just see him in the distance.
It kind of threw me back because, she's always been the one to pinch pennies and, don't take out credit card loans and go to school debt-free and stuff.
Yeah.
So it threw me off a little hearing this from her.
That's so funny. And it's good that your mom, has such a positive voice in your life, but also, and you're a 35-year-old woman.
Yeah.
So mom's not going to agree with everything all the time.
Could you imagine?
It doesn't matter. She doesn't get a vote, right? And you and your husband, I'm assuming, are on the same page. Like you both want to make this move, and you guys are excited about it.
Absolutely.
So, Ann, do this, but just imagine.
I'm so excited for you.
Imagine 20 years from now, you're talking to Rachel. You see her somewhere. You're talking to a friend, and you go, "Yeah, we had this opportunity 20 years ago to buy this great property cash." Live where we wanted to live. But, my mom talked us into keeping the 2% on this house we have. Could you imagine how much you would resent her? Does that sound silly to you?
Yeah, it does. And that's where it's like this internal back and forth.
No.
So it's good to get a third party.
And what do you want to do? Forget what me and Rachel think you should do. What do you and your husband want to do?
Oh, for sure. I think that's been our dream. I mean, we've worked from... we've been together 15 years and, worked our way through this and kind of...
Y'all done an incredible job, Ann.
A little bit of a leverage.
In 1 year of listening to this and doing this plan, I mean, you've made it. You made it through all through 7 baby steps. And
cue the Disney music.
Yeah.
Right? It's time for dreams come true, pixie dust. Let's go.
It's great, Ann.
Fascinating. All right.
Just have your mom out for a great dinner.
All right, I got to ask.
New place.
Yeah. I got to ask you a question I think really hits our broader audience. The influence of family. And let's also throw friends in this bucket. You've been coaching a lot of people for a long time. What are your thoughts on this, as to why we have a hard time allowing our heart to overcome the influence of what family members say. Like the heart's totally in.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, why do you think that is?
I think that there's a level of acceptance we all want. And I think for our parents, from a parent to a child relationship, I think a child, regardless of age, you still are like,
isn't that true?
Are you good?
So true. So you think it's approval?
I think there's a level of approval there. I also think, in Anne's case, her mom sounded very wise with everything else. So she probably genuinely thinks, and believes, because it probably is very true, that she's a really wise person with money. So I am going to take what she says really seriously. But the problem is when all of that starts affecting our day-to-day decisions and our life decisions and parents. You're not at that point, yes, I understand you're still their parent, but you're not their parent anymore. You have an adult in your life, and you don't get a vote either, right? So it's
interesting, isn't it?
And I do think parents, there is something about the relationship. I feel like even with my friends, and I can say this even about my own parents, as better of a job as your kids get older, and especially when they start having families of their own and you become more peer-like, you just I think you enjoy each other's company more versus I still need to teach you and I'm still being in this role. Yeah. The adult kid always ends up feeling like, oh my gosh. I remember mom and dad they've done a great job with that. I remember even coming to dad about a money question. Winston and I had been married probably 18 months. It was about a mutual fund or something. And he would not give me the answer. He's like, what do you and Winston want to do? What are y'all going to do?
Wow.
I was like, I have Dave Ramsey sitting in front of me. Should I just call the show and make up a name?
Probably should.
Be like, this is Sarah from Dallas.
You should have.
What do you
Sarah
think?
from
but
Dallas.
He pushed us a lot of you got to make your own decisions.
I think inquiring minds want to know if you and Winston were to move out into the wherever rural area.
Yeah.
What animal would you not allow on the property?
Oh.
Do you have a hard and fast? Or is there an animal you'd like to have?
I feel like a rooster would be tough, right?
Yeah.
Waking you up?
3 a.m?
Yeah, what about you?
I tell you.
I'd have chickens, though.
I'd like some goats.
Bring in a rooster.
I'd like some goats. I like the little noise they make.
No, what would you not do, though?
Cows. They stink. This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, Ramsey Solutions started small and grew fast. Because of that rapid growth, there were times when our systems slowed us down. That's why we switched to NetSuite. It works for us and it'll help your business too. Whether you're starting on a card table like I did, or you're well on your way to becoming a multi-million-dollar company, NetSuite can scale with you and help you communicate and plan better. Because you know your day-to-day up and down and sideways, but accounting, analytics, and supply chain are on another level. So maybe you're just not tech savvy. That can be okay. NetSuite will help at your speed and whatever your situation. More than 37,000 companies use NetSuite to know their numbers and their business better. So check out NetSuite today and find out how they can help you become the business you want to be 5 or 30 years from now. And right now, you can download NetSuite's free KPI checklist designed to give you consistently excellent performance at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey.
Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. So excited to have you with us, America. I'm Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruze joins me. The phone number is 888-825-5225. So Rachel and I were just talking. We're going to get to the phones in just a matter of moments, but we were just talking during the break. We love getting out amongst the people. I am a self-fashioned man of the people, and I think you are a woman of the people, whether or not you would ever refer to yourself as that. But I love being
woman
out.
Of the people.
We love going to events.
Hanging with you guys.
We love doing events.
Yes,
and so
and
we're very excited. We're not going anywhere, but we are doing an event. You might be coming here. What are we talking about? Brand new event called Total Money Makeover Weekend. It's May 10 and 11. It's going to be right here on our campus, just south of Nashville, and just God's paradise of Franklin, Tennessee. It's just fantastic. It's a one-weekend event. You're going to get a crash course on everything we teach about money. Every side from the big shovel to getting out of debt, saving, investing, the whole 9 yards. So no matter what baby step you're on, this is going to light a fire under you. There'll also be a lot of Q&A. So when we're speaking, we're also going to be taking questions live in the crowd. We love that. Early bird tickets start at just $99, but this is going to be for a limited time. So if you want to get the best deal on tickets, this is it. And the Ramsey Event Center, by the way, brand spanking new, only holds 2,400 people, so it's limited. So get your tickets now at RamseySolutions.com/events. That's RamseySolutions.com/events. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be
a
great weekend, so come hang out with us.
Let's do it. All right, Henry is up in Las Vegas. Henry, what's going on?
Hi. So my wife and me have about 125 in household income, 305 in a mortgage, about 35 in student loans, no other debt. So we're foodies. We like to go out and enjoy food. But that's really our only, I guess you could say, vice. I got my student loans. I'm comfortable with just paying the $420 every month. She would like us to more aggressively pay off our debt. And I kind of agree, but at the same time I don't, because I don't want to not live as well. I want to enjoy life. You know, we have about, I think she has 20 something in her Roth. I have about 30, 35 in my retirement. We're putting 10%. So we're doing the baby steps, and we're going along the way. We have about 100K in cash. So that's about 3 years worth of, if God forbid we lose everything, we can still pay all our bills, to include the mortgage, utilities, and food. So I think we're doing good, but she wants to be more aggressive versus I don't, and sort of we're at an impasse of how to, you know, it's not really about having one person be right or wrong, but it's about maybe finding a balance, right? You know, because it's all about balance in a relationship. And,
yes.
And
okay. So Henry,
we're not arguing anything like that, but just trying to.
And that's okay if you are. Couples argue. We're okay with that.
Rachel and I like to argue every once in a while.
Ken and I argue. Okay, Henry, I missed how much the student loan payment is, or I'm sorry, how much debt total student loans are.
35,000.
Okay, and is that all the debt you guys have?
And then the mortgage is 305, and the house is worth about 365.
Good for you guys. Henry, I'd pay off the student loans today.
Okay.
With you have $100,000 in the bank. Pay it off today, and you have a fully funded emergency fund. Now you guys are, and then bump up your investing 5% to 15% of your household income, and you guys are freaking going to do incredible.
What are you paying? What's your student loan payment every month?
$420.
You just get a $420 a month raise on top of
Go out to eat
everything.
with that.
Yeah. That'll buy a nice steak. Maybe the tomahawk.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's throw another weight, Rachel.
Because here, the $100,000 though, I want to address that because I so appreciate it. But I so appreciate the $100,000. But the reason why is that it's a 3-year emergency fund, and he said in case something happens, and for 3 years, Henry, for 3 years you'd probably be moved and living off the land. I mean, like if it gets to that point in life that you can't find a job in 3 years. So I'm just saying that it's an unnecessary amount of emergency fund for that reason. And so use it to your advantage. You guys worked and saved so hard for that. I mean, like, it's incredible. So use it to benefit you guys in the present. This takes away all the questions on your aggression on paying off debt because it's paid off. It's paid off today.
Henry,
pay it off and then get a nice bottle of champagne tonight and celebrate. You're debt free.
I love that. And the tomahawk
That's
steak.
amazing.
But Henry, let me throw something at you here. What if you invested that $420 a month? You're a real safety guy and you're a numbers guy. Is this true?
Yeah, she's the more aggressive one.
Right, but hold on a second. What if you did what Rachel said? And
I said spend it.
You said pay off the loan, but he's still going to have, my math, $65,000?
Yeah.
Okay, so Henry, what if you had $65,000 in the bank, okay, and you had no debt other than your home, and you were able to invest $420 a month starting tomorrow?
Extra.
Extra. How exciting is that?
Yeah, with by the time we retire, we'll definitely be millionaires.
Dude. Oh. Henry, that's not even up for vote. So your cautionary this cautionary narrative is actually holding you back, and I'm trying to flip your brain on this. You're going, oh my gosh, I don't want to give up $35,000. And I'm going, you're not giving up $35,000. You are creating total freedom. You're freeing up $420 a month to invest, do whatever you want. I mean, this is a no-brainer for you, and you're still safe. Trust me, $65,000 in your emergency fund, Henry, is plenty for you. You know how I know this? Because if you were to get laid off tomorrow, you would be getting a job as fast as you possibly could. You are not a guy who likes risk.
Correct.
So what are you going to do, Henry? It's your life.
Yeah.
Did we convince you?
You've inched closer. I don't want to lie to people and say yes, 100%. But
what are you so afraid of?
So I'm afraid of us getting into a bad situation, and my wife craves stability.
What would be the bad situation? This is really fun. Not making fun of you. What's the bad situation? Describe it.
We both, well, she already lost her job. It's been about 9 months. So that's creating a stress for her. And, God forbid I lose my job. I'm the stable one right now. If we lose that 65 can go real quick.
Okay, but what? Wait a second. Wait. What has kept her from getting a job for 9 months?
Is in the industry recruiting, it's a little bit difficult right now.
Okay. Has she been doing any work?
Oh, she has part-time work, so she has income.
Okay, here's my point. This is what I want to say. If that were to happen to you right now, you would go get a full-time job, or you would get a part-time job, or another part-time job, and I would say she needs to get another part-time job right now. She actually doesn't have to, because you're in such great financial shape and you can live off your income. But my point is, I'm trying to play this out for you, Henry, that let's say both of you lose your job. You could still not touch that emergency fund if you went and got busy. You may have to use some of it, but you're not going to blow through $65,000.
Yeah.
That would be you guys just sitting at home doing nothing.
Literally, not even trying to work.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
So I'm trying to walk you up to the threshold of hell here. And you look over and go, what has to happen?
Henry, I love you because I feel like we're usually the ones telling people to slow down. We're the conservative ones.
He's like, whoa, I don't want to pay that debt off.
You guys are crazy. Yeah. We're so aggressive. we're the aggressive ones. That never happens.
It really never does. But listen, here's what's great about Henry. He's never going to make a dumb financial move.
No.
So it's now just building up that muscle.
And listen, here's my thing too. The way you guys live and your ability to save, what you guys want to do, pay it off. And if you really keep losing sleep at night over that $35,000, then just build it back up.
Well, okay, I love this. Great advice. So let's take the 420? Let's round it down to 4 to make easy math. Okay, over the course of 12 months, that's $4,800.
Yeah.
But just taking that loan payment and putting it into savings, you could do way more with the 420, obviously. But
right.
You're fine.
Yep.
I would be so happy to get rid of that student loan. It'd be a party. I like the champagne idea.
Yeah, thanks.
And maybe the tomahawk is a little too much red meat. I don't know, but something.
Go enjoy. Go celebrate.
Yeah.
You're debt-free, Henry.
I love
well
it.
done.
But you got to cut the check first, Henry. Whew. Get yourself a Pepsi AC. It'll help. This is the Ramsey Show. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. So excited to have you with us, America. 888-825-5225 is the number. I'm Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruze joins me, and we're here for you. Ryan is up in Raleigh, North Carolina. Ryan, how can we help?
Hey, Ken. Hey, Rachel. How are you today? It's good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. What's up?
Thanks. So my wife and I have been followers of yours for years, and I have a question about retirement that I don't know if I've ever heard you answer.
Okay.
Between the two of us, we make about 280 base and then up above 300 with bonuses. And that's pretty recent that our income is not that high. So for the past couple of years, we've had to transfer what we were putting into a Roth IRA just into a regular IRA because our income was too high for the limits. And I was wondering if we should start foregoing the IRA altogether and just maxing out our Roth 401ks.
Well, you can do a backdoor Roth IRA. Do you know that?
Right, but we're not at baby step 7 yet.
No, but
So
instead of instead of a
instead of would be putting towards the taxes and instead of putting it towards the mortgage.
Wait, say that again.
So I didn't want to take the extra money because if we do the backdoor Roth, then we have to pay the taxes that are due on it right away, correct? So instead of doing
if you converted
baby step 7, baby step or 5, I guess, 6, the mortgage. So that's what I'm kind of wondering if it would be better to just because we're very happy with our 401k options.
What percentage does that?
Our IRAs.
Okay. What percentage does it get to if you guys both max out your Roth 401ks? What percentage of your income would that be? Like, will you hit that? Will you hit that 15%?
I think it's 22.5, so it's about $45,000, which is almost exactly 15% for us. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, how much do you have saved total in your 401ks?
So our total retirement is probably around 500.
Yeah, but I'm asking specifically, I'm going somewhere with this. How much do you have of that 500 between the two of you is in your 401ks, the Roth 401ks?
I think our 401k is probably 250.
Yeah. Here's why I'm asking that question.
Yeah.
Do you work with a SmartVestor Pro?
Yes.
Okay. When was the last time you met with them about this strategy?
I actually was just talking with him about, transferring over our Roth IRA to a normal IRA because our income exceeded the limit. But I didn't ask him about this, so I figured I'd call him and see what you guys.
Because I'm wondering if it's
just
not.
From this is real high level math here, Ryan. But if you guys are making $300,000 a year, then you should be investing over $30,000 together, household income. And in that, the max, I think, is $23,000 for your 401k. Max Roth is $7,000. So that's right at you guys could max out both of these accounts and do the backdoor Roth. Yeah, you pay taxes on it, but I would go ahead and just do that because you're still within the 15% of your income into retirement. So
15% for both of us would be 45.
45,000.
And we can do 22.5 each into 401ks.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to throw out to talk to
exactly to our 15%.
That gets you to your 15%.
Right. Which is why, if I can jump in here, I would like for you to talk to your SmartVestor Pro about, do we diversify? Because you've got a good chunk in Roth. I'm just wondering, not recommending, I'm wondering if it wouldn't be a good idea to do a joint brokerage account here. It gives you some other tax options and you can invest that. Since you've got so much Roth invested, do you start to diversify that? It would be a question that I would ask.
Yeah. But I'm saying I think they can still do both.
They might be, I'm just throwing it out there that because
my goal for you guys, Ryan, would be to max out the 401k, max out the Roth by doing the back door, and then if you have something above and beyond that, then that's when I would look into a brokerage.
Just diversification there, so because it does give you some.
Maxing out our Roth 401k gets us exactly to our 15%.
Yeah,
we wouldn't need to do an IRA at all.
Oh,
that's what he's been saying. So he's already there.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm bringing it up.
If we should do all Roth 401k.
Yes, I probably would at that point. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
messing with the
match beats Roth beats traditional. So when you look at that, if you have the Roth 401k. You could, and if your income goes up, though, Ryan, I would look at the backdoor Roth. If your income grows, and you guys have more percentages, because it's just a great vehicle. And I don't know, I have no reason to say this. I just have a hunch in life. I'm like, I don't know if they'll have that forever and ever. Amen. Like, I don't know. It's just it's such a great, easy retirement vehicle to throw some money in. How much do you guys have left to pay on the house?
About $300.
Okay.
It's worth about $750. So
awesome. Great job.
You should have that done in 7 to 8 years.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So I would, go ahead and do that. And then obviously if something changes with jobs or whatever it may be, then you would move, that 401k into just a traditional IRA at that point. But that's obviously not hopefully won't happen. So sorry, Ryan, I was getting mixed up with my numbers in my head. So
no worries.
I would go ahead and do your 15% all in the Roth 401k. Now, for everyone else out there, the only reason I say that is because it is a Roth. We all, Roth is a beautiful thing. So if you just have a traditional 401k at your job, you go up to the match, up to that 3, 4, 5, 6%, whatever they give you. And then the remaining of your 15% go to a Roth IRA, max it out. And if you still have percentages of that 15% left, go back to your 401k.
Yeah.
But he has a Roth 401k situation, which is awesome.
Yeah, very good. Let's go to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania now, where Caleb is. Caleb, how can we help?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet. What's going on today?
So I am I'm wondering what I should start saving for first, after my wife and I finish off paying off our debt. There's a lot of things I could save for, and it feels overwhelming because we don't make, I guess, a ton of money, and I'm just looking for any advice you have.
So you paid off all your debt. Does that include your mortgage or no?
But we rent right now. I'm 24. My wife's 25. We've been married for about 2 years.
Okay.
Congratulations. When will you guys be debt free?
They just did.
Well, we have
no. I thought
we have a little over 20,000 on. We have a little over 20,000 on a student loan.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Of hers left to finish.
But once you pay it off, you're asking what to save for.
Yeah.
What are the things you guys are
save for?
What are y'all wanting to save for?
Well, we have 2 used cars that have no payments. Mine's close to 200,000. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. I wanted to save for a home. I know we're supposed to save for retirement. We want to have kids, and we make about $3,000 a month, and so it's an overwhelming prospect of I don't even know where to go. I have 2 months of emergency expenses. We built that up before we started hammering the debt, but
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'm just not sure where to go next.
Yeah. I would bump it up to 3 months of expenses after you pay off the debt, and that'll kind of cover. That can be the first goal, is to get that fully funded emergency fund. And then I would see, where you are with your cars. I think a car purchase is always a great thing to be saving for, and kind of I would Kelly Blue Book your current car and say, okay, how much is it? I wouldn't do it just because it has 200,000 miles. Obviously, it needs to be in a place where the repairs are getting so much and, it's starting to fall apart on you. Then I would replace it. But I would, I would drive them as long as you can. And some cars nowadays, they're built so well that they do last.
And it depends on the type of car. It may not be that expensive. Do you have a line item in your budget, to Rachel's point, for car repairs?
Yeah, we put a little bit away every month for maintenance, and that's done me well so far for tires and anything that's come up.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, so I think saving up for a car, but that'll be a faster goal to save for. And then Caleb, after that, so you got your 1 more month of emergency fund to save to get to your 3 months, saving up a little bit for the car, and then I would look at Baby Step 3B. And that is where you save up a down payment on a home. So if you're a first-time home buyer, as low as 5%, you can go put down on a house. But that would be my next goal. And you guys have plenty of time for investing, but I would get those kind of buckled in and then start saving 15% of your income into retirement.
Thanks for the call, Caleb. You guys are going to do it. It's going to be fun. Rachel Cruze, thanks for co-hosting. What a great hour. Thank you, Austin, for keeping the plane in the air. This is The Ramsey Show. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, this is The Ramsey Show. It's where we help you win in your life, very specifically in your money, in your work, and in your relationships. 888-825-5225 is the number, 888-825-5225. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Always fun to be sitting alongside my good pal, my friend. I don't know if you can call a lady a pal, but
Just an old pal.
Just my old pal, Rachel Cruze.
Old pal.
Known each other forever. And we love taking your questions. So let's have some fun. Let's get some hope established for you so you can move forward. Let's start off in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of Rachel.
Brotherly love.
There it is. She used to make fun of me. And
You're
now I think you've been
welcome.
paying attention to my little quotes.
That's it. Just
You're so happy about it. Melanie, how can we help?
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for taking my call. I'm excited to talk to you both.
Well, we're excited to talk to you. What's happening?
Awesome. So I'm in a little bit of a professional conundrum. So
I love a conundrum.
Me
Great
too, me
word.
too.
Great
So
word.
I'm currently working 2 full-time remote jobs. That has been great for my family,
Wow.
kids in school and all that. Been fortunate to find 2, remote jobs.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Yes.
This is fascinating. I got to know. Do both companies know about the other?
Of course not.
So you are a professional polygamist. Are
Oh
you
my
aware
gosh.
of this?
can we say?
Yes, you
Kind
can
of.
say it.
They're in 2 different
Melanie,
fields.
I am so
so
sorry
there's
that
no
you have to deal with him.
competition.
No, she's not offended. She's not offended at all.
I expect Ken to give me a hard time.
Listen, not even doing that. I just wanted to say professional polygamist because you got sister wives. You got 2 companies that you're working full time for, and they don't know about the other. And I'm not even trying
I think sister wives knows about each other.
That is fair. You get my point. It's a fun little metaphor. How are you pulling this off? How long have you pulled this off?
I've been doing it now for a year.
Are you exhausted?
Huh?
Are you tired?
I'm a little tired. Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
I mean,
I'm
2
not-
full-time
I'm a little
jobs.
tired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and keeping them
full-time
away
job,
from
but-
each other. It's like having a mistress. It's exhausting.
So it's a lot of great time management. That's all I can say.
You must be incredible. So what kind of money you knocking down?
So I'm netting 96 a year. 96 a year.
Okay. All right. So what's your question?
So I just been offered a different job that would cause me to be hybrid, 3 days in the office and 2 days working from home, with a base pay of $100K, and with up to a potentially of getting a 20% bonus of my base pay.
Oh, wow.
And what has kept you from saying yes to that offer?
Well, because I technically would be netting less. I guess, right now my husband and I bring home about 12 a month. And then if I take this, we'd be bringing home about 97.
Why would the net be less?
I guess that's not including the bonus, though.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not cheating on another company and thus risking getting fired from one or both.
Yeah. And also, I think professionally, the job that just offered me this position would be a step up for me professionally.
Great.
But I don't know. I'm a little nervous about.
So it's the net.
Giving up the 2 remote jobs and, flexibility with the kids, because I do have school-age children at home.
Let me ask you, Melanie, let me ask you a real question. And you've been a great sport because Rachel thinks I'm being mean. I'm not. I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to coach you. How long do you think you're going to be able to keep this up and them not find out about it? How long do you think you got?
Not very long. I mean, honestly, I think this is more just to do the debt snowball for my husband and I. We're at baby step 2.
I don't think you understand the hold on a second, Melanie. I don't think Rachel understands the concept. She's working 2 full-time jobs.
I hear that.
It'd be like you being a personality for another company and they not know about it. It's she knows she can't keep this up because she's going to get found out and then she's fired.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be like having a part-time job, but you're just doing more hours?
It's pretty much what it's like because they are in 2 different fields.
No. Okay, hold on. Just for a point of emphasis here, okay? We're not going to get stuck on this, but I got to help my friend Rachel. And Melanie, I got to help you.
Rachel has to help me here. No, Rachel has to help me.
No, she doesn't understand it. Once she understands it, Rachel, listen to me. Here's what's happening. One company, let's call it ABC, is paying Melanie to work a full-time job.
Yes.
That's what, 40 hours a week minimum, Melanie? Roughly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Company XYZ is also paying Melanie to work 40 hours a week. And Melanie, just tell us, how many hours you work in a week for both companies?
80.
That's what
I didn't see that coming. She's trying to get me on a technicality. I still think it's unethical that they don't know about each other.
Yeah, I could get the secret. Yes.
And again, not to judge you, Melanie, because there's no judgment. It's more protection. So we've already covered. How do you get my?
No, I
she
always
can't
get. But
keep
in my
this
head,
up.
if she's working both, I get the secrecy, right? But if you're working both full time,
okay, I said I acknowledge that she kind of had me on a technicality, but it's still dishonest, and we still have an ethical issue that she could get penalized for.
But if one,
which all I care about is
but
Melanie.
if ABC company doesn't care that she's also working for XYZ,
How do you know?
Doesn't
Because they
matter.
don't know.
No, but what if they're not? Then it's not. Then in your book, is it okay? If they're okay with it, if they're okay with each other,
100%.
So it's the secrecy that's bothering you, that they don't know about each other.
It's not bothering me. It's in a sense that I think she's a bad. It's just it's risky for Melanie.
Yeah.
I'm literally playing defense lawyer for her going, I'm not going to tell you what you did was wrong. My job is to help you keep getting paid and not get fired.
Yes.
So now the question is, do I take this other job, which has a bonus above and beyond the 100 base?
Right.
Plus a path for growth, Melanie. You said this is a job that's a better play for you long term.
Yeah.
Melanie, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Now
and your
I'm not
life may
working
look
80
different.
hours a week.
Yeah. Now you're not working 80 hours a week. And
You're not cheating on another company.
and again, it may be a lifestyle shift because it's a hybrid idea, but maybe you get into that and it works and it's great, and you figure out the logistics with the kids, and your kids are in school, which is helpful. Or you pan back a year from now and say, wow, this is hard, so maybe I go back to LMNO company. You find another job.
Right. But Melanie, you do know I'm on Team Melanie, right?
We love you, Melanie.
I do.
But listen.
I do. And I just wanted to make sure that I'm not
You're not.
kind of shooting myself in the foot with
because
$3,000 less that I'd be making in a month.
but you're not. But you told us you're not including the bonus in that exercise. So,
I'm not.
So you got to put the bonus in, amortize that over 12 months, and then you start looking at the monthly.
It's
and
not
I'll bet
quite
you it's a lot.
3,000 because you said 97, so it's
So my point is, I think it's. All in all, it's not going to be that much of a difference at all in the short term, and we know
your mental
long term
space-
is better if you take this new job.
And just for your own benefit, so you're not working 80 hours a week, you're working 40.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. All right.
Frees up a lot.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your input.
Yeah, Melanie,
for
take the
calling.
job. Man, you got to get out of jail free here on this one. I mean, whoa. By the way, this is a new trend. She is not alone. There are millions of Americans that are professional polygamists. They have 2 full-time jobs and they don't know about each other, and it is cheating. I don't care how you slice it. I'm all for you getting them paid, but man, you can get fired, and it makes me nervous, you know? Oh, man. Woo. This is The Ramsey Show. Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruze joins me this hour. What do you think, America? That last call, it was really fun.
We had a good debate out
We really did.
in the lobby with some people that are here.
Yeah, and make no mistake, I want to say again, I got a t-shirt on, it says Team Melanie. I just don't want her to get fired, and I feel like we got her a path to where she's going to escape.
Yes.
And nobody hurt. But again, it's fascinating. What do you think, America? Comment. Get out there on YouTube and comment. Do you think it's okay to have 2 full-time jobs and both companies don't know about each
Okay,
other?
the don't know thing, just so everyone's clear.
They don't know about it.
I know. And I would say that's the part for me that I'm like, yeah, you can't. I mean, you.
But if
you
both
wanna be
companies
honest.
are okay with it, I say get after it.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, we're more on the we're more aligned.
I knew we were.
This is America. We're America right here. You think you're on 2 separate sides, and actually,
we're
in
not.
reality,
Oh yeah,
we want the same thing.
If both companies are okay with
yeah,
Melanie,
it's the secrecy. I get that.
then I'm like,
I get that.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Go get you some money.
Because for some companies, what your position is, you're a graphic designer and you have these projects and you gotta do it. And if you get it done in 30 hours.
Oh, I'm
60
with you.
hour, like, you know what I mean?
I'm
You're getting,
with you.
yeah, you're getting paid
Let's
for
be
that
honest.
position too.
You know what? I want to get your opinion on something really quick. This is fun. I'm
Okay.
bring you into my lane for a second. Okay?
Career, leadership,
work. Listen.
the Ken
I
world.
think the 40-hour work week is
Yeah.
an antiquated metric anyway. Meaning,
I feel like most people work more.
I think that, and here's what I'm going to say. I love that you're on this. I think that if you look at the world of work and Americans, it's either you work more than 40 hours or you work less. I don't think there's anybody that's knocking out 40 hours. Let me explain why. If you work an 8-hour day, you're taking a lunch break, which is probably an hour.
Yep.
That's not 8 hours.
Yeah.
You're 7.
Yeah.
So I'm just going, and then you start, we know the data. Don't look this up, leaders. The data on how much time people spend on social media during the work.
Oh, sure.
So now you're way below 40 hours.
Sure.
I'm just calling it out to say, to your point, I thought
agree.
you made a good point. It's about the production.
Yes.
Not
I
the
think so.
time clock.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
So you agree?
I do agree with that. Yeah.
The world of work is changing. You do know this.
Oh, gosh.
It's crazy. Have you heard
All
about
over the
4-day
place.
work weeks? Have you heard about the 4-day school week?
Oh, the school
There are
week.
school districts now that are testing a 4-day school week because of
Longer
shortage
hours?
of teachers.
Oh, no way.
So anyway, I digress. The world is changing right in front of us.
Always. COVID did it too, right? When you say, I mean, it fast forwarded everything.
Could not. Boy, we are really in alignment today. Wow. You should keep making
We
predictions.
were a car, just
It's great. I agree with you. I think COVID literally it was like a fast forward button on change.
and I think too for people, depending on how they're wired, it works. Like I have so many friends that are hybrid. I have so many friends
completely agree.
that want to be in an office and
Completely
they're like,
agree.
get me out of the house. There's no way I could work from home.
Yeah.
Some that are like, nope, all I want to do, I will only find work from home job. I mean, like, yeah. And so it just I like it because it gives the variety to fit within your life.
Yep.
And, you know, I feel like a lot of Gen Zers, we were talking about this with a recent article.
Yeah.
But they really see work as a means to an end.
That's it.
Versus it being part of this life. And
Yeah. It's fascinating.
and I get, I see that.
Yeah.
So
there you go. So anyway, America, we want you to sound off. We love it. Get in the comments section. Tell us what you think about Melody. It's always fun. And just for the record, Rachel agrees with me. So it took her a minute, but we got her there.
you
Tiffany,
came to my side a little bit.
was
I
that
would
what
say.
it is? Whatever. Okay. So I'm going to capitulate again. This
think
is all I do. I've been married for 25 years. I have a teenage daughter. I'm always giving in to the women in my life. What is going on? Can I not be right once?
Yeah.
So fantastic. Tiffany, rescue me from this. Tiffany's on the line in Houston, Texas. What's going on, Tiffany?
Okay, so I actually wanted y'all's input on something. So me and my boyfriend have been kicking around the idea of, renting, or should we buy like a mobile home and just stick it on a piece of land?
No, never.
Because there are mobile homes around here for like $24,000.
Yeah, and guess what it's going to be worth in 6 months after that?
They go down in value.
yeah.
It's one of the worst investments you can make, honestly, Tiffany.
It's like buying a giant cannonball and trying to hold it in the water. It's just you're going under. You can't keep the cannonball up there. It won't float, folks. So I'm just telling you, why would you do that?
It's not a good investment.
I'd rather you rent and keep some stability, but not, buy an asset that's going downhill.
And don't buy something together with someone you're not married to as well, Tiffany.
Oh,
okay.
no, that's a good point.
So don't put both of your names on something. I mean, it needs to be.
Have you ever
very
lived
separate.
in a mobile home?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I was pretty well too young to remember.
Okay. Did it have a redwood deck while I'm asking?
As far as I remember, no.
Okay,
It had
all right.
like had the lighter wood.
That's a Sammy Kershaw song, I think it is. But the point is that
Yeah.
you're trying to figure out a way to cheaply live as opposed to doing what it takes to live smartly. And what I mean by that is you're going to buy an asset that goes down, and instead of people think, well, I'm renting, I'm throwing money away, and renting gives you options, and renting gives you stability. And so I just don't understand why you would consider it other than it may be in your family or it's just something you think is a normal thing to do.
I actually had a couple of people in my family to buy them, pick them up, and then sell them for like twice as much as they put into it.
I don't believe that. Do we have paperwork on that?
Yeah.
They bought a mobile home and sold it for twice as much. Who'd they sell it to?
Now that I don't know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they showed me the paperwork. They sold it for like $50,000. They only had about 20 in it.
Tiffany, how much do you make a year?
Just me, I make about 50.
You're 50. Okay, that's great. Yeah. So Tiffany, what I would do, honestly, yeah, I would rent. What kind of debt do you have?
So I have like 2 credit cards.
How much?
They have like $1,000 on them.
Okay.
Collectively.
Okay. Both of them have $1,000. So $2,000 in credit card debt. What else?
No, it's like one has 500, one has 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Perfect. Okay. What else?
I have like a payment to the electric company that I have to make when me and my ex-husband split up because my name was on the utilities. And
okay.
He couldn't keep it paid, so I just had him shut off.
Okay. Do you have a car payment?
Well, my boyfriend does.
Your boyfriend does, but you don't. Not in your name.
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're in a good spot. Do you have any money saved?
I'm working on that one.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, Tiffany. Well, I think, one of your first goals is to get $1,000 saved. I would not combine anything with your boyfriend. You want to keep finances separate when you're not married for many reasons, but one of them easily is just the legal reason. I mean, if you put your name together on something and then you guys break up, he stops paying. We get that call all the time. You're stuck with it. So keep everything separate. My first goal, Tiffany, would be to save $1,000 emergency fund on your own with your money and put that away and then cut up these credit cards. You could probably cut them up today. I would just get rid of the credit cards and pay off that debt after that $1,000 is saved. And then bump up your starter emergency fund to 3 to 6 months of expenses. So kind of starting to get you a strong foundation financially for you where you don't have payments, you have some good savings in the bank. And in the meantime, Tiffany, then I would rent. And again, on the lease or whatever, I would not sign something together. Let it be in one of your names. And if something happens to the relationship, then that person is the one who will live there. The other person will have to find somewhere else to live. But just don't merge your life and act like you're married when you're not, because from a financial standpoint, it gets people in a lot of trouble. So just protect yourself in that, Tiffany, financially. But I would rent. I would not buy a mobile home. We just see.
Please do your research.
Yeah, we
Don't
see the
just take our
stats on
opinion.
it. Yeah, it's not a great investment long term. I would love for you to own a home and save up for a down payment here in a few years.
All right, we'll be right back. Don't move. This is The Ramsey Show. Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruze joins me this hour. The phone number is 888-825-5225. So glad you're with us. Let's go to Fort Myers, Florida now, where Tracy joins us. Tracy, how can we help?
Hi there. Thank you for having me. My husband was in a near-fatal car crash a little over a year ago.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry. Is he okay?
No, thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, God is good.
Oh, wow.
So he suffered from with paralysis at the accident, and a month later he coded and he blew a stroke, which gave him brain damage.
Oh no!
So he was the breadwinner. He was the breadwinner. And so I'm sorry. I didn't know I was going to cry.
You're okay.
No,
You're
listen.
okay.
You've been through a lot.
That's a lot.
So anyway, we have a 22 and a 20-year-old. Anyway, all that to say, I homeschooled the kids, And then I was just working at just a fast food restaurant takeout for about 6 months until the accident, and I left and I never returned. I just started an entirely different part-time job just about a month ago, and so I don't make that much. It's about 24 hours. It's part-time, obviously, because I'm with my husband on Wednesdays and Thursdays in Tampa. And so anyway, I make roughly about $1,700 a month through that position. And so I'm just wondering what I can do to sustain our house. I want to be able to keep our home. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to, but there is debt. I have about $17,000 in credit card debt. Our mortgage is at a good rate. It's 2.875%. And our mortgage is $1,518 per month. So, I mean, those are very comfortable numbers to me. But when I don't have income really flowing, I do have a stable amount in savings, but it's going to go. I mean, it's already been dwindling.
How much do you have in savings?
About $8,000.
Okay, and so he's. What have you been doing for income since this stroke?
The truck that he totaled in the accident, I did get money back from that, and I got scared. I'm still paying on that as well. It's like $180 something a month. I used to basically live on, and so I had that. And actually, friends, through different churches were so gracious, and they my daughter actually created.
Tracy, did you say, because you're in Fort Myers and he's in Tampa?
Yeah, so Fort Myers is our nearest city, but yeah.
So how far is he from distance wise? How far?
About 2.5 hours.
Okay, and he's there obviously for medical reasons.
Yeah, he's at the VA in Tampa.
Is that so? That means his expenses for care are covered?
For now, until they switch him to perhaps a long term, because he needs 24/7 care.
Okay. Will he be in Tampa? Do you think he'll be there for the foreseeable future, or will he be coming back closer to you guys?
I don't. I'm able to. I would rather him stay there. Actually, I'm torn about that. He would end up in a nursing home probably if it would, be near us.
Okay. Because my question to you, Tracy, is: have you thought about moving towards him if he'll be there?
To tell you the truth, I'm not quite sure. About that for different reasons.
Okay.
Did he have any retirement or where were you guys at on that? I'd like to get a pretty high level picture of your finances. Did he have retirement? Do you guys have retirement? What's that look like?
No, it doesn't look like anything because we just don't have that.
Okay.
And how old are you?
I'm 57.
Okay.
How much is left on the mortgage, Tracy?
The current balance for the mortgage is $233,778.
Okay. What was he making before the accident?
He was making roughly like $4,000 something a month.
Okay. Take home pay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how much is on the truck? How much do you owe on the truck?
It's to tell you the truth, I don't have the balance. I've been paying it he was already paying on it, so it'd been like 2 years loan, and it was only a $5,000 loan.
Okay, so probably not much left on that. Okay, I want you to find that today. I think as much details as you can have about your money situation. Usually kind of just the more peace that you have, because it takes all the guesswork out, so you're able to see. So I want you to find that today if you can, how much is left on that truck loan. And then the credit cards, the $17,000, is that just lifestyle? Is that to keep the lights on and throughout this last year, or did you guys have this debt before the accident?
We had some of it before the accident. We usually like to use cash, but it just got up. So, just out of nowhere. But I also used it this past year, just for different things. Yeah,
for sure.
It feels like you have been scraping by. Do you have a pretty good budget? You know exactly where the money's coming and going?
I do. but I just know that with me being out of work and him, for over a year, we took a big hit.
No, I get it. But what I'm getting at is this. If you have a really good grasp of your budget, then you should be able to say, all right, I have to bring in this much a month. So for instance, all I'm doing is looking at the one bill, which is your mortgage, is $1,500 a month, and you're making $1,700 a month. So obviously we've got to come up with a number where you say, I have to make, and I'm just going to put a number out there. Don't freak out. But if it's like I have to make $4,000 a month or $3,500 a month just to have some breathing room. Okay. But in this situation, Rachel, I'd love to see if maybe selling the house.
What's hard, Tracy, is I think with these numbers, as Ken was pointing out, that working part-time long-term is not, that can't be the solution. It's not the option. So that's why I was asking about you moving closer to him so that you could work full-time and be close to him. But those decisions, they have to, and that's what's so hard, Tracy. And I commend you. I can't even imagine what you walked through the last year. And like you said, and I feel like this is so true for a lot of women, they leave the workforce and they raise kids, and then you get put in a situation and you think, oh my gosh, I have to go back to work. What am I going to do? So Tracy, I think it would be a good goal for you, just from and Ken's I'm
going to give an example here in a minute.
But you're the job career expert, Ken, so you can speak into this. But Tracy, I would want you to have a timeline soon. It's February and I don't know what that looks like for you, but where you feel like, okay, I can now step in and get something more full-time. And even if it's a receptionist job somewhere or anything that has benefits, that gets you a stable, good income, and use the gifts that, the talent, everything that you have, it is marketable. I'm like, to run a household and do what you're doing. So
let me give you a couple things here. Okay. So a $20 an hour job, Tracy. Okay. 40 hours a week, that's going to gross you $3,200 a month. Okay. That's a sizable raise. That's at $20 an hour. Okay. And I'm giving you examples. You have companies like Walmart, Target, that are paying really good hourly rates between, let's call it $18 to $22 an hour. You don't have to have a ton of experience. They want somebody who they can count on, and believe me, they can count on you. They also give great benefits. And right now, because of your husband's long-term situation, I'm not just thinking short-term when I give you this advice. I'm thinking long-term. You can get in, start getting some good benefits, right? And maybe you sell the house as an option, and then maybe you rent something. Maybe the 22 and the 20-year-old, depending on what they got their own life too. But maybe you get a roommate if your husband's living. We've got to do everything we can right now to lower your expenses as low as possible, while increasing your income, Tracy, to your max of what you can do where you are right now. And then you can build out, you can get out of this hole. You can pay off the debt. You can begin to invest. You can do this because you're going to have to, Tracy. It's on you now, and you can do it. Hang on the line. I want to get you with one of our financial coaches that'll just further help lay out a path. Let's also give the full suite, every dollar, total money makeover, financial peace. Let's come alongside Tracy in this situation.
So sorry.
Thank you, Tracy, for calling. This is The Ramsey Show. Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruze joins me. And the phone number to jump in is 888-825-5225. Our scripture of the day comes from Romans 12:9. Don't just pretend to love others, really love them. Hate what is wrong, hold tightly to what is good. And our quote today from your friend. The Rachel friend makes the quote today. Candace Cameron Bure. Is it Bure or Burr? Bure or Bure? Do you know?
Bure. That's how I say it. Right, sorry, Candace.
Like
I don't know if that's right or not.
Yeah. Your integrity is worth so much more than proving a point or having the last word. That's a good point.
Great quote.
That one kind of gets me because I tend to be the last word guy. I've had to learn in my marriage to let Stacey have the last word.
What's the quote? They say it on Bluey. You can either be right or have fun or something.
I don't know.
Oh, shoot.
Generally, for me, it would be I can either be right or wrong in Stacey's eyes, and then that ends up being right. You know, happy wife, happy life. You know, just be wrong.
Just be wrong.
It's easier, guys. Tiffany is up in Atlanta, Georgia. Tiffany, how can we help?
Hi, guys. So about 5 years ago, my husband, myself, and my then 10-year-old son were in a really, really horrible car accident.
Oh, my.
My son's, yeah, it was really tough. My son was in the children's hospital for 40 days, 28 in the ICU.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm so sorry.
And I say he's great now. He's a thriving, 15-year-old freshman in high school. I say
good.
he suffered the physical wounds, but my husband and I suffered the emotional wounds.
Oh,
so
without question.
We have done a lot of work, but he received a settlement from that accident that after attorney's fees and insurance companies negotiated totaled about $180,000. His dad and I are financially debt-free, stable. So we have college plans for him. We have no need to access that money. So as far as we are concerned, it's his money and it's been invested for him. It actually has had some growth. It's worth about $215,000 now.
Wow.
Yeah. So my concern, it's kind of a twofold question. That money becomes his at 18. And so I'm not sure there's any way I can legally kind of safeguard it to protect it from, decisions that 18-year-old boys can make, other than we've tried to raise our son to be fiscally responsible. And then also, what is the best avenue for that money? Do we continue just to keep it invested in the market, or is there something we should
What kind of fund is it in right now?
I'd have to go look. I mean, I think it's in kind of some mixed index. We had our financial planner just invest it.
Okay.
Yeah,
pretty significant growth.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the market,
But you opened the account in his name, or do you guys have any authority over it? It seems like you have the authority over it. Yes.
I do, but from what legally was explained to us, that I'm the trustee. It becomes his money at 18.
At 18, because the lawsuit was in his. Yeah.
Yeah,
for him.
I don't know the answer to this, Rachel, but could she as a trustee put that in a trust?
Put it within. I don't know. I would get legal advice.
I really would.
That.
I would sit with one of your. We would send you to SmartVestor Pro. I would get some legal advice on this.
Okay.
That would be the only thing, and I don't know the answer, but I would go, okay, as the trustee, I have authority over it until the kid turns 18.
Yeah.
So what decision? Right. So this is I don't have the answer, but I think I have the right question. And I want Rachel to correct me if this is the wrong question. But I would be asking, what can I do? Me and his father, do as his trustees with that money to further protect it.
Okay.
And that's what I would look into.
Yeah.
You may not be able to do anything. I just feel that there's got to be something that you guys can do with that money as the trustees that would maybe push it out, maybe put it in a trust.
Forward looking.
Somebody can answer that question. I wish I knew the answer, but I would be looking into that. Rachel, you agree?
Yeah, and I think the goal, because it's amazing you guys have college and all of it, is he doesn't touch it. I mean, the only reason I would use that money if I were him, and you could kind of walk through this with him, which I know you guys probably have had these conversations.
Right.
But I'm like, if you're a 25-year-old kid and you can buy a house and start your life off debt free, you know what I mean? Like the things.
So would you put a limit on it? What age I'm curious, what age would you recommend, Rachel, that he have access to these funds?
I would like him to be out of college. I think that would be ideal, right? So 21, 22 years old. And then
What do you think, Mom? Is that where your head's at?
Well, yeah, and his dad and I, like I said, we have a 529 plan for him. We're debt-free. We have a large net worth ourselves, and so he doesn't have to worry about finances through college. And so ideally, I think what we would like him to do is to have it to start his life with.
That's
when
right.
he's done with grad school or college, he shouldn't have a need for it before then.
That's right. I
And
agree.
then so to start your life debt-free and then with a chunk of money that, has continued to have compounded growth
over the next
mid-20s.
Because if he's 15 now.
10 more years.
Yeah,
I mean,
10 years.
It's wild.
That's going to be some really nice money.
Yeah.
Tiffany, I think that's the question to ask. And again,
and if you can protect it, that doesn't feel like overly controlling. I mean, if he's 32 and you're like, I'm still pretty, like that's one thing. But to get him out of college, I feel like in college, everyone just doesn't make smart decisions between 18 and 21. So it's like,
oh yeah, and I should correct myself for these. We have people listening. I said 10 years. I was thinking 25. Give it 10 years to grow, and now he's, he gets out a little bit. Because, and I'm not disagreeing with either one of you ladies. But there's part of me that if I'm putting myself in this situation, I want him to come out of college, which you guys have been so amazing to save up for him. I want him to get out there and make it on his own for a couple years before he comes into this wealth.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going? I'm not saying delay it to 35 or that.
No, right.
But either way is right. But the point is that's what you got to figure out is how can you extend it beyond 18 if you can.
Yeah. Until he's out of college would be my goal with it.
It's a lot of money to start with.
But from a legal standpoint, I mean, like an UPMA account, like all that kind of stuff, it does turn over, But I would sit down and have a real mature conversation and even show him, I mean, I don't know how intrigued a 18-year-old would be at that point, but pull up an investment calculator and just say, hey, if you don't need this money, let's pretend it's not there. And when you're 22, 23, 24, like when you can watch it as it grows, and at that amount of money, it's gonna
hold on a second. You make a great point. Tiffany, does he know about the 215?
He is aware of it. He does know about it, and he's actually seen some of the financial statements just because he's a very intelligent 15-year-old.
Yeah.
And he has his own checking and savings already because we wanted to teach him fiscal responsibility. And he's actually a great saver. And so he enjoys seeing this growth already that it's had. So we're trying to instill those values because we felt like that it's better to use this to help teach lessons.
Sure.
So that's why I ask. I'm wondering, are you guys sitting down with them going, hey, so $215,000, it could be this in 3 years or 5 years. Well, what do you think you do with it? Are you having those conversations just to see where his immature, even though he's a great kid, he's still 15, where does his head go on these things? What does he say?
He says to buy a house one day.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, that's a great answer. It's a great answer.
Yeah.
He didn't say buy a Porsche, which isn't a bad idea. But the point is like, that's a pretty mature response. So I think talking with him about it and letting him take some ownership before he ever can touch it is an interesting way to go about it, Rachel.
Yeah. And I mean, like, which the judicial system did its work. But I'm like, as a 10-year-old kid, what you went through, like, you know what I mean? Like this money, it's not that it heals, the wounds and the scars and the memories of what happened by any stretch of the imagination. But for him too, to feel the weight of what this is, again, I hate comparing money to like a medical situation, but we don't want to go and waste all of this because what you went through, this money's worth more than that. Do you know what I mean?
Great point.
That feeling of what you guys went through as a family, I'm like, honor this money because it came because of a horrible cost, and we don't want to, and I would say the same is true with inheritances. When people get an inheritance, that, use that to further that person's legacy and something that they would be proud of, so you kind of take it in that vein as well. But Timmy, I'm so thankful you guys are okay and that he's okay, and great parenting. By the way, you guys have done a great job. Yeah.
Your financial situation is great. So that's what we want you to do. Go talk to people who know the answers to that locally on the ground, and you'll know what you can do next. Rachel Cruze, great show. Thank you, my friend, for always hanging out. Great time. I want to thank Austin and the team for keeping us on the air. This is The Ramsey Show.